So one of the issues I encounter a lot, there are people who will show up and they struggle with getting angry, getting very defensive. And they tend to be kind of critical on themselves, but they just try to go about like everything's good, everything's fine. But they're noticing, if you will, or other people are telling them, like, hey, you're really angry, you're really defensive. And often, because we are roots-based therapists, our approach is to examine kind of the roots. And I had this one client who particularly, wanted to kind of like, yeah, my childhood was fine. My dad was a little absent, was kind of critical on all this stuff, but it was fine. And when we started to do this EMDR reprocessing and he started to go back into these memories, we got to a point where I invited him, adult him, who's a dad, to go kind of imagine his dad nurturing self into that memory with his little kid self. And he talked about how he gave his little kid self a hug and then he just broke down in tears. And he said, it's the first time I think I've ever felt loved in that way. It wasn't an indictment on his parents. It was just that that's what felt true. And he was finally able to show up for himself in a compassionate, loving way, which really began this process of allowing himself to be more compassionate and to notice this dynamic. And it was really powerful to watch him come to actually care for himself in a really kind way.